Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramanamamalam prema pumartho mahan. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu matamidam tatradarana para. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Kṛṣṇa Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarini. Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya namo namaha. Vasudeva Paraveda Vasudeva Paramakha Vasudeva Parayoga Vasudeva Parakriya Vasudeva Param Jnanam Vasudeva Param Tapah Vasudeva Paro Dharmo Vasudeva Paragatihi. Namaste Girirajaya Govardhaniti Namine Ashesha Kleshanashaya Paramanandadaine Hantaya Madri Bhabala Haridasa Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramoda Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayorya Pani Suvasa Kandara Kandamulai. Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Giridhari Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. All assembled devotees ki jai. Thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas, for joining for this wonderful Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam reading, and especially this wonderful section where Lord Kṛṣṇa lifts the Govardhan hill from Canto 10, chapter 25. Thank you, Baldev Prabhu, Arun Prabhu, Varun Prabhu, Philip Prabhu. Thank you for joining. Ruby Mataji and Subala Gopal Prabhu. My prostrate obeisance to all of you for taking out your valuable time to read Bhagavad Katha, read here, discuss. So we read yesterday this beautiful verse which some of you already memorized as well, I believe. Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa Mahābhāga Tvannatham Gokulam Priya Prabho Tratum Arhasi Devanna Kupitad Bhaktavatsala. So, just to give a brief background for those who did not join the previous. So, torrential rains are not rain. Rain is a very small word. Columns of rain, ice blocks of rain are falling in the simple land of Vraja. Why? Because Samvartaka clouds and all the 7 types of airs from the upper planetary system, with all their mighty force, Marut Vega, with great force, great intensity, like blocks of columns of water, ice, to be more precise, along with very, very fast moving winds, it's causing great torment. So Brajavasis are certainly trying to protect themselves, trying to cover their heads, running where? Running to Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Mahabhago. Please protect us. From this Indra who's very angry because we did not offer him the ingredients. He's very angry. Kupitad. You are Bhakta Vatsala. You are the dearmost to your devotees. You are the only source of our protection. Please help us out. So with that mood, whenever we are distressed, where will we go? Nothing else will save. Only Kṛṣṇa will save. So with that mood, let's move on to the next verse. Text number 14. Shīla varshati vatena hanyamanam acetanam nirikshya bhagavan mene kupitendra kritam harihi. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Abhicharana Aravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Seeing the inhabitants of his Gokula, seeing the inhabitants of his Gokula rendered practically unconscious by the onslaught of hail and blasting wind, the Supreme Lord Hari understood that this was the work of angry Indra. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that the severe distress Indra apparently inflicted upon the residents of Vrindavan was an arrangement by Sri Krishna's pastime potency to enhance the loving dealings between the residents and the Lord. The Acharya gives the analogy that for a hungry person, the pain of hunger increases the happiness he feels when he finally eats excellent food. And thus, hunger can be said to enhance the pleasure of eating. Similarly, the residents of Vrindavan, although not experiencing ordinary material anxiety, felt a type of distress at the activities of Indra and thus intensified their meditation on Kṛṣṇa. When the Lord finally acted, the result was wonderful. Oh, that's it. Wow, this is beautiful. So why Lord does these pastimes? To enhance the love of his devotees. That's the main reason, right? Why did Nrsimhadev come? Prahlad Ahlad Dadayini, right? We sang that Namaste Nrsimhaya. Prahlad Ahlad, the one who gives pleasure to Prahlad, or for the happiness of Prahlad. So Lord Kṛṣṇa does pastime for multiple reasons. One reason, the secondary reason was to crush the mountain of false pride, which Indra was standing upon. But the primary reason he lifted the mountain was to intensify the love of his devotees, the Brajavasis here. Because as mentioned here, if someone is his belly is half full or 75% full, and we give them good food, or let's say good food is brought in front of them, their happiness after eating will not be as much, right? But someone who has not eaten properly for a week, is like barely, sustaining with water or some dry nuts or some, fruit. And after 1 week, let's say we're very hungry and they get a good meal. Oh, their joy will be 1,000,000 times more, right? So it applies to every, like when you meet someone, let's say your dear friend, dear relative, after 2-3 years, right? That's different, correct? Right? That's different compared to someone whom you may be seeing every day. Familiarity breeds contempt, right? Same with poverty, and like someone who has experienced poverty, then they can value money. Someone who is born in a billionaires family, they may not value money. They may not know how it's not that easy to attain that, right? And we see that they misutilize in wrong things, intoxication, drugs, etc., etc. So it applies to every dvanda, extremes, right? Whether it's wealth and poverty, hunger and food, and in every aspect. So the point here is that the so-called anxiety, Rajavasis are never in anxiety. Why? Because they are Nitya Siddhas. They are eternal associate of the Lord. They can never be. But this apparent anxiety, this apparent distress is also the Lila potency of the Lord. Why? To intensify the love. Like Mata Yashoda, all the pastimes, where when he was in danger in Putana's hands or Kaliya's hands, or trees falling in the Damodar Lila and so many other pastimes, it just intensifies the love of the mother. So all the way, and we can experience that to some extent in our lives too. And so many Maharajas also give this example. Like sometimes, some of us may have experienced this, like turmoil in the flights, right? We have experienced. And at that time, some senior Vaishnavas were saying that the flight, the oxygen mass dropped, and it was the likelihood of that flight having proper landing was very low. And at that time, what I was chanting Hare Krishna, I never chanted like that ever in my life. That's true for, when we are in hardships, when we are in a difficult situation, we are able to call the Lord more sincerely. I guess most of you would agree to that situation, right?
Yes,
When
yes.
whether it's physical health disturbance or family disturbance, loss of a dear one, financial disturbance or medical disturbance, so many, adi bhautik, adi devik, adi atmik, which will be there in this world because this is the nature of this world. This is dukhalayam ashashvatam. If we are in this world, we will get those difficulties. If not today, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, day after. But everyone will get their fair share based on multiple factors. But the point is not, Krishna here is called Hari. Beautiful verse. Shukadeva Goswami is, differently. Krishna here is called Hari. Kupitendra Kritam Hari. And I shared a beautiful video by His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj. Hari means one Haran, right? Haran means to steal. One meaning is to steal. One meaning, there are multiple meanings, but here Hari also means green. So Krishna is one who steals everything. And what does he steal? Sarva amangala hare. Amangala means, mangal means auspicious. Amangal means inauspicious. So he steals everything inauspicious from the lives of padashritanam cha samasta choram. Those who have taken shelter of his lotus feet, he will steal all the abhadra from their lives because he is Hari. And Radharani is one who steals, even enchants Krishna. So she is called Hara, the one who has stolen the heart of Hari. And therefore we call her Hara in Sambodhan, or addressing that wonderful energy of the Lord, that Srimati Radharani or Hara as Hare, Hare Krishna. That's the word Hare comes from. The one who has stolen even Krishna. So he is called Hari here. Why? Because he is going to steal the calamities from the lives of his devotees. Kunti Maharani also says, Tvam akinchana gocharam. Tvam akinchana gocharam. Akinchana means Those who have nothing else. Those who have nothing else, nowhere else to go, Krishna, where will I go? I have nowhere. Then that person can really go to Krishna. And we see that in the lives of so many devotees, whether Draupadi Maharani or that Brahmana, Avadut Brahmana story we hear, Avanti Brahmana. Avanti Brahmana is a very classic example. Like, he had good wealth, he had family, he had property, he had business, he had some name fame, because if you have wealth, if you have business, you'll get some so-called name fame also. But the tables turned. His family was lost, business was lost, his warehouse was lost, job or business money was lost, his people stole his money, looted everything. He's like, he had nothing else left. And in that mood, he approached Krishna. I thought my warehouse will save me, my job will save me, my business will save me, my family. Now I have nothing. Now I have you only, right? That is the mood which Krishna is intensifying. And that is the mood of Brajavasis here. That Shila, the word used Shila. Shila means what? Like stones were falling, like columns. It was not drops of rain, like columns, like stones falling on our head. How will we feel? And not just that, ati vatina, this word again is coming, just to describe how graphically Shukdev Goswami is, like, as if, we can make a picture, a movie in our head. So they were being attacked. It is certainly a big offense. Han, coming from the word han. Han means to kill. Hanti, nindati, vaidveshti. To kill a Vaishnava, trying to attack a Vaishnava. These Vrajavasis are great devotees. It's a big offense. You're trying to throw stones upon Vaishnavas. And in that, they were practically unconscious, right? If stones start falling upon our head left and right, and that too by the Indras, right? What will happen? So they were practically unconscious by the strong wind, the strong ice blocks. So, and Krishna knows everyone, right? Krishna knows this is Indra's Kupita, this is the angry Indra. Because, and the word uses Bhagavan. Bhagavan means those is the possessor of 6 opulences. We cannot hide anything. He knows everything. So 2 words are used to address Krishna. One is Hari and one is Bhagavan, to show that he knows everything, right? And then this Hari, that he was going to very soon steal all the bad, or all the trouble or the torments upon the lives of the Brajavasi, the anxiety, the distress, whatever, which is just apparent, to enhance the pastime, their love, their devotion, their surrender towards Krishna. Any thoughts, comments, additions here? Okay, I'll read the next verse. Maybe those who didn't get chance yesterday can read, please. Text 15. Okay.
I can read Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mother.
Dandavat Pranam to devotees. I'll go to Srila Prabhupada. Text 15. Apartva ati ulbanam bharsham ati vatam silamayam swayage bihate smavir indro nasaya varsate. Translation by the disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Krishna said to himself, because we have stopped his sacrifice, Indra has caused this unusually fierce, unreasonable rain together with terrible winds and hail. So Kṛṣṇa is saying that, so from this translation, like some people's real nature, real characteristics come out when we pin them, when we like, as a whole, in general, we are very nice, we are talking nicely, but when something hit us or pinned us, so that time our real characteristics actually come out. So that's what I heard from one lecture of his Grace Amarindra Prabhuji. He was telling in his lecture that at the time of something, when it goes against you or opposite to your wish, that time we know that how you are, what is your real characteristics. So that's what here Indra, when it's they stop this sacrifice, that time Indra's real characteristics, though he is a big devotee of Kṛṣṇa, but here for Krishna's Lila, it's come out like how he is now, how his behavior, how is his real characters now. So Prabhuji, please add or correct, but from Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing that. As Prabhupada mentions, that the greatness of a person is tested in provoking circumstances. Or how, when things happen, as Mataji was mentioning, which we do not want. Like Indra wanted respect, expecting respect, and suddenly they stopped. How do we test? Our test is in that situation. It's a provocation. And in that, what's inside comes outside, right? If inside is filled with love, right? Gratitude, humility, that will come out. Even if someone said, harsh words, okay, not a big deal. It's okay. Maybe they must be in a bad mood. Maybe, something might have happened at their home or at their work, and they didn't mean it, but they it's okay. It's not the end of the world, right? But if someone does not take it that way, then they'll like argument, counter argument, eat ka jawab patthar se, right? Like one, trying to prove, no, I am better, I am better, I am better, I am better. Like Hanuman, when he was crossing over the Lanka, he met a Rakshasi. He met a Rakshasi, and she said that, what was her name? That you have to enter my mouth, then only you can move forward. Hanuman increased the size, and she increased her size. Hanuman increased further, she increased further. Hanuman, so her mouth was getting bigger and bigger, and Hanuman suddenly, like a cat, like a very tiny cat, Hanuman shrunk his size, entered her mouth, came back out, and says, "Oh mother, what you said, that no one can pass you without entering your mouth, I have fulfilled. Now let me go." Simika, thank you. So Simika was that Rakshasi, and that represents ego. We cannot overcome ego by proving, oh, I am better, I am better, I am better. No, I am more better, right? Or I'm much better than. No. Humility is the answer. Humility is the antidote to ego. So that's what Hanuman showed. That's what we see in so many examples. And Indra here pretty much was in a really bad mood. So see, again, this is the third time the word ativata is coming. Just to kind of give us a very graphic description. It was out of season. It was not the usual rainy season going on. It was out of season rain, aparitu, right? And he was about Indra nashaya varshati. So it was not like pleasant rain, like soft, gentle, pleasant rain is nice, but it was not like a rain so that they could, dance in the rain. it was very torrential and very, very disturbing, unseasonable rain, which no one could tolerate. Like, so very, very disturbed. Indra was very disturbed. So any other thoughts, comments anyone wants to add here? Okay, let's read the next verse. 16. Number 16, anyone wants to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I will try.
Yes, please.
Tatra pratividhim samyag atma yogena sadhaye lokesha maninam madhyad danishe Śrīmad Tamaha. Translation and purport. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. By my mystic power, I will completely counteract this disturbance caused by Indra. Demigods like Indra are proud of their opulence, and out of foolishness, they falsely consider themselves the Lord of the universe. I will now destroy such ignorance. There is no purport here, maybe because Kṛṣṇa very clearly is stating his case. Haribol.
As clear as the noon sun, right? That's so. Yes, Kṛṣṇa is speaking this, right? Kṛṣṇa understood, correct? Kṛṣṇa understood that it is Indra, and he is Hari. Kṛṣṇa is Indra's Indra also. Indra forgot that Kṛṣṇa is Sarveshwara Ishvara. The Indras, what to speak of Indra, millions of Brahma, we know this in the Brahma Vimohan Lila, bow down. What to speak of Indra? Millions of Indras bow down to Kṛṣṇa. So, but this is the nature of ego. His Grace, I think Giriraj Maharaj was mentioning this in the Sadhu Sangha class, and he was quoting His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu. Everyone in this world thinks and wants to clear up his throat and hold the mic. Hey, everyone, please listen to me. I want to say something really important. Do you know what? I am the center of this universe, and you all must serve me, and you all must obey me, right? Because I'm the most important person. That's false ego, right? And it's very, very deep rooted, very, very deep rooted, false ego, and its byproducts, envy, right? Desire to get respect, right? All of these are byproducts of false ego. How dare he say me? Like, he doesn't know I'm such a, so and so, right? How did, what is he, in India they say, hey, what do you think of yourself? Apne aap ko kya samajhte ho? Actually, it's a very, one devotee was saying, it's a very such a thoughtful question. What do you think of yourself? What do you think you are? Like people may say. Like spiritualists, even in a fight, they see spiritual light. It's such a thought-provoking question. Yeah, I should ask myself, what do you think? Who am I? Right? But no, I am I. And people try to defend it by saying maybe, oh, I am by this position, or I am, by the money, by the degrees, by the country, by association with someone big. Oh, I'm the son of the minister. Oh, my father is the governor there. Why? Don't mess with me. Again, ego, right? So Indra also, You messed with the guy who's controlling the universal affairs, but forgot that actually millions of Indras bow down to Kṛṣṇa. That I am just a tiny puppet in the hands of the Supreme Lord. So we should always remember our position. That's a lesson here. We should always remember our position. What is my true position? Because this mind always, even in Iskcon, right? Even in Iskcon, as I've shared this multiple times, is what I've heard from senior Vaishnavas. In the beginning, we are clear of our position. That I have come here to do selfless service. I'm an ignorant fool. I don't know anything. I've come here to genuinely serve Prabhupada and his mission, to understand, to learn from the mission, and do my best, and achieve the goal of life, purify my existence, achieve the goal of life, Kṛṣṇa Prem, right? In the beginning, that's clear. But as we progress or spend some years, couple of years, 5, 10 years, then we may lose the focus, and we may lose I'm not saying it's always, but familiarity breeds contempt all the time. Oh, I've been in here for 5 years or 10 years. No, I know this person. I know this guy also. Yeah, he has this problem. She has this problem. We all have challenges. We all have problems. That's why we are here in the material world. No one is perfect except for a few rare souls. I'm not one of them for sure. That's why we are here struggling in this world. But if we keep reminding ourselves, therefore we need to read every day, hear every day, to remind ourselves that there is padam yad vipadam, there is danger at every step. And if we are not careful, then we will be lost. As we were discussing from 18.58, which Lakshya Prabhu knows this verse. Machitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi athachet tvam ahankara na shoshasi vinanshasi. Beautiful verse which fits in this theme. If you do not act in machitta, in my consciousness, that means if you do not take shelter of me, Kṛṣṇa is saying, if you act as per athachetvam ahankara, if you act based on the material molds, you'll be lost. You will be lost. Vinash. You want to do others vinash. Here he has come to do to other vinasha of others, or destroy others. But as we say, like those who, what's that? Like those who make a pit for others, they themselves fall in that pit. Is it not? So Indra is trying to harm others, but actually he's the one who will be destroyed. In a good way, his ego will be destroyed because he's not like a villain in this story. He's also devotee. And Kṛṣṇa is so artistic and so like mystical, so transcendental, that he is protecting his devotees from Indra's wrath, but he's also protecting his devotee Indra for his own good by crushing his false ego. So he's protecting both. He's not killing Indra, as we see here, which he could have. He can do anything he wants, but Indra is a devotee. So he's killing the demon of false pride in his heart, not the person. So I will now destroy such ignorance. So Kṛṣṇa is a supreme source of light. Where Kṛṣṇa is there, ignorance cannot be there. Yaha Kṛṣṇa taha nahi mardika. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. So tamas to jyoti. Tamas means darkness, jyoti means light. So from ignorance or nescience to knowledge. Om agyana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya. So we speak this for the spiritual master. Those who destroy, the Guru destroys our ignorance, our nescience, our foolishness of thinking, I am the Lord, I am the Master, I am the body, I am the, aham karta, aham bhogi, aham, right? I, me, and mine. That's basically false ego. Or this belongs to me. This is for me and my family to enjoy. That's all false ego. So we will see how Kṛṣṇa will destroy that. Any comments, thoughts here on this verse?
Prabhuji, one comment, Prabhuji. I was just thinking on the lines like, just mentioned about ego and things like what you just said was very true, Prabhuji. It's like, we never realize. It plays very subtle part in a way that you may not think that it is really acting, but it is acting. Only people around you would observe that you have that kind of what do you call it? Ego, or a kind of arrogance or situations like that. So to really assess where we are, we have to be very careful with our usage of words, and also where we are. It's as you said, it's always like we need to keep reminding ourselves, and hearing all these things will really help us to situate, to position ourselves grounded, and it will really improve our path towards bhakti. I just want to share that.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very, very valid points. Because it's very subtle, as you said. Let's say, the more subtle the problem is, the harder is to even identify what to speak of trying to correct it. Let's say, I have maybe, a finger, some cut, so it's easy to identify, it's easy to solve, correct? It will take a few days or a few weeks, but it will heal if I take the proper medication. It's easy to identify, maybe it pains there, or I feel discomfort. But the more subtler, this is a gross thing, the more subtler it is, the harder to identify, the harder to cure. So we always need good Vaishnava association. So as you said, we can sometimes not identify our own self, correct? Therefore we need Guru, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, good Sangha of Vaishnavas, who can help us, who can show us the mirror. And if we transcend, or if we are acting inappropriately or acting on the modes, they can tell, Baba, you're not, in a respectful way, as a well-wisher, that Prabhu, this could have been handled in a different way. At least we can realize our mistakes if we have that good Sangha. Or because we may not be able to, we may not be at that level to understand it our own self. And Maya is so strong. Maya is so strong. I'll tell you a story of ego. Maya is very, very strong. You may have heard this, but since we're talking about this topic, we'll discuss. So one time there was a nice devotee, and he was very particular, like, Brahmana, this time I have to do this time I have to get up, this time I have to do this is my time for Gayatri, this is my time for puja, and guess what? Slowly he was very punctual, very, very ultra punctual, right? But he started to develop a little bit ego for being very punctual. I mean, punctuality is good, He would always do things on time. But he started to look down others who were not as punctual. Oh, this guy always gets late. This is all like a lazy person. He doesn't get up on timely. He always has some excuse, right? So Maya is very strong. And he was doing things. He was doing his mantra, tantra, japa, all that. But at the same time, he was not a little bit, then the ego starts small and then started to grow. I am the best amongst devotees, I'm the one who's always on time. I'm the one who chants nicely. I'm the one who never misses Mangalarti. I'm the one who, sun will get late, but I'll not get late. That I centered. And one time he was sleeping. Taking an afternoon nap, or suddenly like he slept after, maybe he got up very early, and he was taking a nap to take some rest, and Maya Devi came herself and shook him up. Hey, get up. Time to get up. It's time for your afternoon arti. Get up. And Maya Devi was shocked. Well, Maya, what is your role? Your role, I thought, is to kind of cause obstacles for those who are trying to progress, right? Because she's the gatekeeper. She'll not let us easily go to Kṛṣṇa. We have to prove that we really want Kṛṣṇa. She'll give different allurements and this, and take money, be happy with a nice house, be happy with a nice family, be happy with this, that, She'll try to cause different obstacles. Not because she wants that. Basically, she's working under Krishna's direction so that we can properly mature. And then he was asking this, Maya, your job is to cause obstacle, but why are you trying to help me to do a spiritual life? And she said, if you would have missed this time, then your record will have broken, right? Oh, this guy missed. And guess what? You would have developed some remorse. You would have developed some, I'm so fallen. I always was looking down others. I never realized it could happen to me also. You would have some reflection. You would have, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says this, a mistake which makes us humble is far better than an achievement which makes us proud. To hell with that achievement, right? Which makes us proud. Is it not? A mistake, that doesn't mean that now onwards, I'll not try to do anything good. I'll try to make only mistakes and try to be humble. No, that's not the intent. The intent is knowingly, unknowingly mistakes happen, but we understand, I'm vulnerable. I'm not perfect. So I should be more kind to others also. They may also make mistakes. I am also making mistakes all the time. So Maya said to that sadhu, if you would have not got up on time and you missed your ritual, then you would have developed some humility. And where does bhakti grow? In the soil of humility. Humus means soil. In the soil of gratitude and humility, the seed of bhakti grows. But you have pride, you have ego. You are just feeding the weeds of ego. And you're thinking you're feeding the seeds of bhakti, but actually you're feeding the weeds of ego. And as some of you may be doing some gardening, and the weeds also may look green. The weeds grow faster. I didn't have much gardening experience, but now the weeds grow, wow, so fast. They look green too. But they just suck up the nutrients from the seeds. So as a gardener, we're all gardeners. Bhakti Lata Beach, we're all gardeners. We're trying to be gardeners. Sadhaka Lord Caitanya Mahāprabhu uses this term. We are gardeners. So we have to be constantly on guard to uproot the weeds of bad, whether it's ego, whether lusty propensities, egoistic tendencies. We all may have a different weaknesses. Like someone could be not attached to money at all, which is great. Someone could, have very little desire for name, fame, adoration, but they may have a different problem, right? Everyone has their fair share of anarthas: lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, illusion. These are like the top 6. So we all may have different anarthas in different proportions, but we have to be on guard to uproot, to constantly uproot. It's not that, okay, today I'm hearing this class and the ego will be gone forever. No. The weeds keep coming. We don't invite them. We don't sow them. We don't want them. They will still come. Like the dirt in the room. We don't want the room to be dirty, right? We want always to be clean. But for always to be clean, we have to do regular cleaning, because dirt will come without invitation. That's our heart. So that's the impurity. So we have to be on guard, always be on guard. And if we think, oh, I'm expert in guarding, it is said that those who think they are expert swimmers, they are the ones who drown, right? The experts only drown in swimming. Because a novice, I say, for 1 feet water, say, oh, it's too much. Oh, I'll run away, right? 1 feet is too much for me. I don't want to go further. So a healthy fear of Maya is good, Prabhupada said. A devotee should have healthy fear of Maya. Not think, oh, I'm transcendental. Oh, I don't get agitated with women. Oh, I don't get agitated with money. I don't get agitated with, these are problems for neophytes. No. The moment we start thinking that, or I have no ego, so we should have a healthy fear. Kṛṣṇa, please protect me. I'm vulnerable. I have lots of anarthas, but I'll take your shelter and Vaishnava's shelter. Please, you guide me, you help me, and help me to see the weeds or the anarthas and to constantly uproot those, because I just want to, at least my desire is to water the seeds of bhakti genuinely. Please help me. I can't do this alone. Ekaki amara nai paye bala, tomara shakti ache. Oh Vaishnav Thakur, I am alone. I don't have the strength myself to do all these big things I'm talking about. Vaishnavas, you help me. Gurudev, you help me. By your help, mukam karoti vachalam. Pangum langayat. Even a lame can cross over the mountains. Not on my own. That's a mood of Vaishnavas. Any thoughts, comments here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is my own ignorance of the scriptures, but how did Indra become a demigod if he hadn't had this tendency? Or can you explain this to me?
Sure, that's a thoughtful question. Indra is basically a possession, like Prime Minister. Prime Minister is a possession, correct? Can you become a Prime Minister or a President, like here in this country? President? Yes. Can everyone become President? The short answer is potentially yes. But they need to have certain qualifications and lot of theoretically yes, but not everyone will become. So in short, one can become these department heads. Like one can become Home Minister, one can become Finance Minister. So one can become Indra too. And there are different Indras in different, there are elections in every Manvantara, and then the Indra changes. So, right. So currently there is one Indra, I forgot his name. Maybe some of you know his name. So the name next Indra is going to be actually our Prithu Maharaj. right? So the point is the little bit background about Indra's position. Now, that position is basically not the real goal of life too. Those who are trying to go to heavenly planets and stuff like that, they may aspire for these things. We don't, as Vaishnavas or aspiring Vaishnavas, we don't aspire for these things because we know that that's also vulnerable. It's a vulnerable position. Like, okay, even one if the president of the country or the prime minister, what next? What next? Like they may get some name, fame, they may get some money, they may get some, respect. But what? Shina, Punya, Mrityulok, then tenure is over. Either the life will be over or the tenure will be over. Either will come first. And after that, who knows? Like who was the prime minister 50 years back? Where is he now? Maybe in some species, in some planet, who knows? So what's the goal of life? The goal of life might be missed. Again, this is no offense to any president or prime minister. We're just talking about like concepts here. So now how he became Indra. Indra is basically a jiva, and jivas are vulnerable. So we have to see in two aspects. Indra is a devotee, and that's a major aspect we have to see. Krishna's devotees only are assigned these positions because they can responsibly take those positions, and they have proved by a lot of previous karma, by getting a lot of sukriti in the previous lifetime, they have proved that they are worthy of it, right? Like someone has to prove that they're worthy to sit on the president position. It's not that any random guy in the, even on earthly election, they would not put any random guy with bad conduct, and he has 4 murder cases and 5 this cases and that cases, and he's the president. No, that's not going to happen, at least in a stable, sensible government. Now, what to speak of Krishna's government, where he's the supreme boss and all these are positions under him, that's not going to happen. So the only those who show by their proper, karmic account from many, many lifetimes, like for Brahmas, it is said that to become a Brahma, one has to follow the Varnashrama Dharma for thousands of lifetimes perfectly, not even one tiny flaw. Then they may be eligible. And of course, if one is doing that, one naturally will. If someone is nicely 100% following one ashrama dharma, we cannot, 100% they have to be a devotee, because only a devotee can follow nicely. So in short, he's devotee. But still, in devotees also, there are, they're still not 100% pure. But they have that tendency to rule, to have a kingdom, right? So Krishna may arrange that, because Krishna can arrange everything based on one's desire, right? So to purify those propensities, temporarily they may be given this position. Okay, you have devotion, but you have the desire to enjoy also this in this way to become a ruler, and okay, you are going to be Indra. And then Krishna uses his devotees only to teach all of us a lesson. So the mood with which we should approach these pastimes is that Indra actually is such a great devotee that when he does yajna, Lord Vishnu personally descends and accepts the offering. How many of us do yajna and Krishna comes and personally accepts the offerings? Radhanath Maharaj was speaking this point again. I was hearing in a class. So the point here is we should not treat, Indra, always, he is puffed up guy, blinded by ego. No, that is an offense if we think like that. We need to give proper respect. Look at his greatness, right? He is doing so much service for Krishna that even he is ready to take a bad name from everyone to teach all of us a lesson. That's a beautiful way to look at that he is willing to take a bad name, because nothing can happen without Krishna's sanction, right? Lord Ram said this actually to Kekai. Kekai, till date, you know the story, right, Philip Prabhu? Kekai was the one who asked to be
Yes, Prabhuji.
Ram to be sent to the forest she asked the 2 bones. Till date, what people say, Kekai, was like, Kekai was the root of all problems. But actually it was not Kekai. It was Lord Ram's arrangement. If Lord Ram did not want that Kekai to ask, can that happen? Because he is Sarvasya Chamrita Sannivishti, sitting in everyone's heart. But certain devotees have to take that role, like in a drama. Like, our devotees do excellent drama. Someone is becoming Hiranyakashipu, someone is becoming Nrsimhadev, and one is killing the other, and they're having a fight. But actually, they're friends behind. They are not like fighting on the stage. They are fighting on the stage basically to teach us a lesson: what is good, what is bad. So Krishna uses his devotees, like here Indra in this case, to teach us what is not acceptable, what he does not like in people, what is going to lead us to devastation. So that's the mood we should look, that's how Indra is being used by the divine will of the Lord as a via medium to teach all of us a lesson. Like how Arjuna was used as a via medium to give us Gita, the message of the song of the Lord. Arjuna was not bewildered. Arjuna is a pure devotee. Pure devotee cannot, but a pure devotee can also be bewildered if the Lord wants him to be bewildered for all of us. Hare Krishna. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments, thoughts, additions, reflections, questions, corrections? Hare Krishna. So we'll pause here and continue tomorrow. Thank you for your wonderful... Oh, by the way, actually, before we end here, tomorrow we're going to have a special call for Bhadra Purnima. All of you are very, very sincere devotees. We are trying to, you all know that book distribution is so important. So tomorrow we will have this Bhadra Purnima discussion and inspire more and more souls to bring Bhagavatam, which is non-different from Krishna, in their hearts, in their homes, share with their friends, family, relatives, etc., or give in charity to villages, communities, libraries, schools, prison cells, and whatnot. This is a great way to share Bhagavatam. So I humbly request you to please join. At the same time, invite others also whom you potentially can, and let them also receive this wonderful gift of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is non-different from Krishna. So we'll do that tomorrow and request you all to please do your best. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Bhagavatam Purana ki jai. Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta-vrinda ki jai. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shuklas Prabhu ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.